anti-mage. They may run him as that side lane solo and simply have him try to stay alive using that windwalk. And I mean, he can go into that top lane. It looks like he will be heading up there. No, they're gonna change their mind. Maybe go for a 5-man roam first. But it looks like Bounty Hunter King was heading towards that top lane initially, as both teams heading towards the bottom lane. Could be a bit of an engagement. Brewing.
But yeah, no, I talked to Snoopy after that match, and he said, yeah, he didn't think the lineup was bad. It was just in like the idea. In retrospect, with 2020 hindsight, he still thought that the Bounty Hunter and Leshrac was a decent combo to try out, but he just felt in that particular instance against Quantic didn't work out. But he wasn't dead sure if they'd ever try and draft again, because it is a little risky. Because if you don't get the Bounty Hunter ganking, and if you don't get that farm Leshrac, it is very difficult to respond. But I mean, in this case, we've got an anti-mage. I'm just wondering if they've got the firepower to get these ganks happening. That's all. Just because Bounty Hunter does need those levels, does need those early levels. He can struggle a bit if he doesn't get them.
He's going to be in the solo lane. He can just stay alive using the Shadow Walk. And then he's not going to go for any big items. I think going for a Battlefield build is a bit foolish here. He's probably just going to go maybe for just a Drum of Endurance, boost up the stats, get the added mobility, and his role is just going to be spamming track in those team fights, get his team the bonus gold, get them the movement speed, and then maybe go for a BKB a bit later. But he does not need to get up any sort of hard right-click damage items.
Maybe even just an early medallion, of course. An extra neg 6 armor plus track would really cause some hurt. Especially since, I mean, if he throws that down on someone, like just pops into a lane, pops down the track, pops down the medallion, and then anti-mage gets on top of someone who's stunned by a fissure, well, they're going to lose a lot of health very, very damn fast. Just because anti-mage can do a fair amount of... Because I'm pretty sure mana break converts into physical damage, doesn't it? If I remember, I'm pretty sure mana burns convert to physical.
Oh, mana break. I'm not sure about mana break.
I need to double check.
60% of the mana burn is damage to the target. Yeah, it doesn't. I'm not too sure.
There we go.
On that one.
Physical. There we go. Damage. Physical. Yeah, it is. Fantastic.
Okay.
No. So who's disconnected? I assume someone's DC'd or so. Oh, there we go.
One of the MiTH.Trust players. Yeah, Sandking. So we're gonna have a quick reconnect as I believe MiTH.Trust, as they tend to do, as they usually do with most of their game, are going to be playing all 5 from LAN. Just that's how gamers do it in Thailand. They don't really have computers at home to play games on. There's 10,000 different LAN cafes in Bangkok alone. So they just go to LAN cafes. Maybe they won't always be at the same cafe. They'll go to the one near their house, but pretty much everyone plays from cafes.
And also, I hear someone calling out, how does Edict help track? I said it the other way around. It's track helps, or rather helps Leshrac. The negative armor, of course, physical damage from Edict. Negative armor always helps that out. And then just it allows Leshrac to position really well. Just the speed boost. And of course, feeding him kills early on from the extra gold from track is fantastic. Just because Leshrac is one of those heroes, if he gets out of control early, he's very, very difficult to shut down. Just because if he gets his defenses up quickly, he has so much firepower in the form of his spells. He's just a walking arsenal of doom. If you can't kill him in those fights, what can you do?
Yeah. Someone's saying they should just pick a Slater if they want the track. The thing is, Bounty Hunter, one thing, he can solo that side lane, go to that top lane and solo. Also, the track, it's not just for the vision of invis units. It's great for the bonus movement speed as well as the extra gold. If you're trading kills, well, your team's going to end up on top because of all that extra gold. And as a result, I mean, I think Bounty Hunter is much more versatile than a Slater. Yeah. Slater needs to support Bounty Hunter. Chuck him in a solo lane and he can do just fine. Yeah.
Damage out will definitely will increase the damage a lot more than track. But the upside is like the more the more heroes you have surrounding the track, like around the track, the more money, because it's 50 gold per ally. It's not just a 50 gold split between this. Every time you get a kill, or in this case, like once you get the track up, like say you get to level 11 on Bounty Hunter, son, that's 100 gold per ally nearby, and this is like a huge boon for the supports especially. Just because they're trying to get those cheap support items up, it really, really helps them out. Or even just feeding that extra money to Leshrac, or even Enchantress, or even Anti-Mage. It's just such a huge amount of gold. If you just like, say if you track 2 or 3 heroes, there's an extra 200-300 gold per teammate. And so you kill 3 heroes, extra 600 gold to 900 gold per team, per swing per fight. It's absolutely massive. And then of course, you know, Bounty Hunter gets an even extra on top of that, but it doesn't matter if he even gets the last hit there. So it is a really good thing. Plus, of course, movement speed. Leshrac is one of those heroes who needs to get mobile in the fight and just allows him position. Because obviously things like Pulse Nova and that, kind of a short range, so he doesn't need to get close and get into an optimal position. As Kral says, turn on the portrait animation. Personally, I keep them off just because I don't want to tax the computer any more than I have to, because I'm not just streaming, I'm recording locally as well for VODs. There is a higher quality recording.
I didn't know you could actually turn them off. I didn't realize that was an option.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just one of the things. You turn off Windows, you turn off Aero, turn off port, just anything that's just superfluous. Just turn it off, just to make sure everything's nice and smooth. Edict, I'm pretty sure is physical damage, isn't it? Someone's saying it's magical.
It's half and half. Well, I don't know half and half, but it's a mixture of physical and magic damage. So it goes through. Some of the damage goes through Ghost Scepter, some of the damage goes through BKB. But yeah, it is a mix.
See, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure mixed damage types are reduced by both armor types, aren't they? It's like I'm pretty sure Wild Axes and Techie Landmines are reduced by both, if memory serves me correctly. Could be wrong. Yes,
I think yeah, landmines also physical and magic damage. It's similar to Edict.
So anyway, so what have we got rolling out here? 5-man sweep from both teams into the Radiant jungle. The question is, will we have a conflict now? Bounty Hunter leading the way with his Windwalk, spots everything up, and Aeon pussying out. Go, alright, you know what, we want to fight this. Decide to back up here, or they might re-engage. Shanking a little far ahead of his teammates, and they're split up a little. I mean, those trees there could have caused an issue, although Anti-Mage jumping in does try to cause some damage. The stun down on Anti-Mage. Here we go. MiTH.Trust getting involved. The Split Earth goes down. Does it connect? Cold Feet down top of the Shrek. Fissure goes down from the Earthshaker. Cold Feet gets knocked off. Surge now from Darkseer. Decided to go straight with that. Leshrac in a little bit of trouble. Weaver diving under the tower. Might get the first blood here. One more hit. No, it's not going to happen. Heals up just a bit. Split Earth. A second miss from Kent. And the first blood getting taken there on Weaver, although it goes out to the entire team, and a block there on top of Ancient Apparition, cuts his way free, but it looks like he's getting slowed, and then immediately Surge goes down on top of Leshrac. Leshrac needs to be careful, although Pops, he had a magic wand to begin with. Interesting. Looks like he will survive. No, he gets taken out there, Enchantress also getting the kill. And Leshrac going down as well as the Ancient Apparition. That, well, 3 kills.
Actually, from the beginning, that fight was all over the place. Like, that was... started in the jungle, went down to the bottom tower, went back to the jungle, and the teams were just unrelenting. The creep wave at top is already, the first creep wave already going down. Weaver slowly making his way up there, and now gank on mid, Batrider stun, Bounty Hunter with a couple right clicks. Don't think they'll have enough damage for this, but definitely the pressure is worth applying as Bounty Hunter will slowly make his way top.
Yeah, if he'd managed to level up, if he'd managed to get Janata as well, if he managed to hit level 2, he probably would have gotten that kill. Sanking just about, look at that, waiting for him just to get there, and then denying him that rune, going, actually, eat some damage from these illusions. And going to sneak his way up top, and he will be soloing against a tri-lane. It is not as dangerous as it could be, but then again, Bounty Hunter, kind of squishy, and will need to watch out if he does get caught out. Of course, having that invisibility on hand if necessary. And it looks like the Radiant actually double jungling at the moment. And this is pretty much what Quantum Game did. Like, they were up against a weak lane, although I'm going to say arguably Darkseer is slightly strong in this situation, although the stun goes down, the fish are getting thrown down, not getting the block, but the net goes down as well. Gonna not quite manage to ride that out. Had they got a good vision block off, I think that would have been a successful gank. And that would have been a pretty easy opportunity to push down that tower. Sankey gets a kill on top.
They needed the Sentinel Stun as well. Sankey, yeah, with the AA Sentry Ward, I don't think Bounty Hunter was expecting them to have those sentries there. Nice play from MiTH.Trust. They're going to help this Weaver get more and more farmed. He did get first blooded, but you don't really lose any gold when the creeps haven't even spawned, and he only missed 1 wave of creep. So Weaver, despite having the 1 death, it didn't actually really hurt him all that much. It just sort of helped the Radiant team per se. So he's going to look to just get that farm up, get that quick Bassy ring, and then try and farm that Radiant as quickly as possible. Whether or not he goes for Lincoln Sphere first, we'll have to wait and see. Mid lane, Bat versus Leshrac. This is going to be an annoying lane for both heroes, really. Batrider can't really go in because of the Edict, which Leshrac is going to be getting, but at the same time, Batrider with the Napalm can get the last hitting advantage.
And here we go, the smoke gank. Looks like they're going to try and jump this. Oh, Darkseer sneaking in that DD room, but it's not really going to help him. The slow there from the Janata. Looks like he's in a fair bit of trouble. Have we got? No, we don't have a nuke there. He might actually get away. Pops the health bot, surges up again, and he will just manage to slip away there. Unfortunate. Aeon getting so close a couple of times, and somebody seems to be under this misconception that I'm on some kind of sponsored PC that's being given to me by Gigabyte. No, this is a home PC. Has nothing to do with Gigabyte's hardware not being able to record and stream at the same time. Well, actually it can. I mean, this is my hardware. This is my own home PC. Of course, this is an online tournament. I'm not at some random studio location. But anyway, in the mid lane, oh, a DD rune there on Bounty Hunter. The stun goes down. Doesn't have the Janata. I'm almost wondering, should they have not have wasted that Janata proc there on the Courier. The Radiant Courier also getting into combat. Will it go down? 6 health. 6 health.
That would have been costly for them.
Yeah.
150 gold to everyone, and they, I mean, what, 4 or 5 minutes without a Courier? That can hurt this early into the game.
Well, they lost their Courier just then, but I'm going to say, like, the Shrek could have gotten that Courier kill, and they could have, like, because he wasted the Janata proc, and Batrider got away because the crit obviously didn't proc, and there was no slow. So had they switched roles, like, basically Bounty Hunter did the slow, and then had Leshrac just, you know, kill the walking Courier, which is not particularly hard to get, I think it would have been a lot better. But either way, I mean, I guess he decided, you know, I just want to hand out the team. I think it's 75 gold per teammate for the walking Couriers, if memory serves me correct.
Is it 75? I thought it was 150.
Or it could be 150 for the walking. I'm not sure.
I think it's 150. Oh, for the walking. I don't know about the walking. I know the flying is 150. I thought it was just the same for both. I'm not sure about the walking. I just assumed it was always the same for both. Maybe not. Dark's just going to find an invis rune at bottom anyways. Trying to get up that soul ring. And Bounty Hunter at top, level 2. He's been ganking mid a bit simply because there's not much he can do at this top lane. And nice little gank on mid coming out from R5. That's going to help Batrider. As Batrider was having a bit of a hard time because of this constant nuisance Bounty Hunter constantly coming out looking for those ganks.
Yeah, well, Bounty Hunter's not game. Like, every time his lane pushes up, because he knows there's a rev ward up, and he's like, well, you know what, I can't do anything here, so why don't I just go and piss off somebody else and make their life a really hard time, which I think is a perfectly viable. Like, see, I mean, again, he's got, alright, lane's pushed up, I know there's a rev ward, it's just gone away, but he says, I know there's probably going to have a rev ward up. In fact, they've probably got a spare one. No, they don't, okay, they're out of wards. But either way, he figures that they're going to try and counter ward him. He says, you know what, let's go somewhere else. Let's cause some trouble. Let's not waste time just sitting on the tower. Let's make something happen. Obviously, all this roaming will leave him behind in levels, but it is, like you said, really frustrating this Batrider.
Yeah, Batrider's getting frustrated, but the good news is that MiTH.Trust are going to be getting further and further ahead in terms of XP. Batrider's still getting XP. He hasn't actually died. I mean, I'm amazed. He's been on red HP just so much of this game, but he still has not been taken out yet. As the Titan team is still waiting on that Courier to respawn. Bounty Hunter again coming in for a few right clicks. Going to take a bit of damage from the tower, in fact, but both those heroes, well, especially the Bounty Hunter, have quite a bit of regen. Batrider may pick up a bottle here, but I think he's just going to go maybe for a quick magic wand or just look to tank up as much as possible before trying to farm up that Blink Dagger.
And they know Enchantress is in their jungle. I saw a mass pinging from MiTH going, look out, somebody up here. And they did indeed catch Enchantress slipping there. She has actually got a Taskmaster just for the speed aura. Interesting decision there. Meanwhile, Sanging has rolled to the mid lane. Batrider is here, being backed up by this SK. And will the Radiant try and drop a gang? I don't think so. Enchantress, oh, maybe she's coming in. Probably just going to help push the lane a little bit, farm it up. Maybe just slip back to her own jungle. As meanwhile, Bounty Hunter has gone back to his own lane. Have they got a counter ward up again? Doesn't look like it. He's content just to sit here, popping that invisibility. And he's just going to try and level up and sneak in the odd last hit here and there where he can manage it. Meanwhile, down the bottom lane, that Iron Shield's actually really annoying anti-mage. Look how much damage he's taken. But he's got the Ring of Health, he's got the Broadsword, he's getting relatively close to that Battle Fury.
Yeah, he's been farming really well. He's a couple CS ahead of the Weaver. Nothing much really separating those two. I think Bounty Hunter's maybe been spending a bit too much time trying to harass and gank this Batrider. I mean, maybe if the kills had worked, it would have been worth it, but they haven't succeeded, and as a result, Bounty Hunter very underleveled. He could have been spending more time top, maybe would be about level 6 by now. Instead, Weaver with free farm, lots of levels, and I'd say MiTH.Trust in a slightly better position now, but still anyone's game. They're going to come down to how these games go off mid-game, whether or not Batrider can get up that quick Blink Dagger, as now Batrider is going to go for that early bottle.
Of course, it's going to help with his ganking power. I just don't know if he's got enough backup, just because it's really, I think it's going to come to AA really wants that level 6. If he can help him land those big ice blasts, that'll definitely help out a lot. But at the moment, I just don't know if he's got the backup, just because Dark's here. It's alright. In fact, even if he doesn't have the early blink, actually, the Dark's here will help him out. Obviously, Surge, really fantastic spell, will allow him just to get it, well, basically attack from really different surprising positions. Like, he just comes screaming over a bunch of trees with Firefly. But meanwhile, gank in mid, possibly. Batrider popping the Firefly and using the edge of that cliff very effectively. Both cliffs just zipping his way up there and then going to zip back down. Firefly almost running out there. The Radiant popping up this ward, just watching the uphill and just watching the TP ganks as well. I guess it's a pretty smart
people in chat were asking, they want to see the Batrider, they want to see how these Asian teams use it, and that's one of the things that's just so hard to kill, so hard to gank. Here it's in solo mid. A lot of teams do it in a side lane solo against a dual lane or tri lane. Same principle applies. You just fly over unpassable terrain, you fly up and down cliffs, and as a result, it's a really annoying hero to gank, and if you try chase him, you're taking damage from that Firefly, so he can easily turn around ganks into his favor.
And plus, you know, he's got this really annoying slow, sticky napalm, probably one of the most goddamn annoying things you can throw on people, as it looks like Invisibility has been found by Leshrac. They know he's got it though. They saw him go up there and grab it. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage still farming spot like Leshrac. Oh, he's trying. Oh, what is? I think he's thinking about it, but he doesn't really have the backup to do it. We've got Enchantress skulking around the other side, but they know she's there. They can see her on the rune, and right now he's just sort of faffing about. Not really. He's not last hitting. He's still leeching his spirits, but he's not getting those last hits. Obviously, Batrider's not getting them either, but still, I don't think it's really worth it. But here we go. He's going to go for the push. He's got the Edict down on the tower. Meanwhile, the Glyph has been popped defensively. The Courier has come back. It's a flying Courier now. There's a stun. There's an epic stacked up, and another stun. Split but Batrider going to be too difficult to catch, I think. Just slipping away in those trees with Firefly. Once again, goes to the deny. Doesn't get it, though. And the Radiant going to take a quick tower. And the deny from Bounty Hunter on that top tower, not bad from him. Getting that deny off is big.
That helps. It'll slow down this Weaver's farm a bit, and that's something MiTH.Trust would have been counting on to get going in their favour. And right now, I'd say, yeah, that's going to help them get slightly back into this game. I think Aeon are focusing a bit too much on ganking. Their heroes are getting under-leveled. Bounty Hunter only just hitting level 5. ES is level 4. Enchantress only just hit level 5 as well. Meanwhile, on the Dire side, they've got quite a bit more in level department. There's about 2k level advantage. And sure, that's not a massive difference, but 10 minutes in, that's going to give MiTH.Trust a slight edge in these mid-game team fights.
Indeed, indeed. Well, I think it will, but at the moment, the Radiant, they were building a little bit of a lead, but it is indeed edging away just as these towers, like, I mean, right now, the Dire, they're getting pretty aggressive on this top lane, that looks like they're going to break off. I think they've seen Enchantress spends a lot of time rolling around, not really, I don't know, it looks like she hasn't really buckled down and farmed all that hard. I mean, I've seen her skulk around the mid quite a bit. I got the push off, though, which was good, but she's been ducking up in the aim. She spent a lot of time walking and, I mean, just not buckling down a farm. Meanwhile, Weaver, I think, is a little stuck, just waiting for that Fissure to go away so he can get the hell out. And there is that track spotting him up, causing trouble. But, of course, he can get rid of it thanks to his time-lapse.
Yeah, Anti-Mage actually having a bit of trouble at bottom lane. He's being harassed really hard by this Dark. He has got the Perseverance up, but he's been constantly kept down to about 200 HP, which means he is missing CS every now and then because he doesn't want to go and take damage from the Iron Shell, especially if he gets vacuumed. He's playing fairly far back and farming well, but not farming as well as he could be. And he is going to have that Battle Fury up in about 400 gold though, so he's going to be pretty happy with his Raider farm at the moment. Yeah,
definitely. He's 56 GPM at almost 11 minutes. That's not too bad. That's actually pretty damn good. Meanwhile, a lot of pressure on this top lane. They might need some more backup here. We've got Earthshaker, who's out of mana, and we've also got the Bounty Hunter here, but it looks like they might need those. I mean, Enchantress was working on those boots. Has she got them? Yeah, she has got the Arcane boots, but still level 5. I mean, seems like she has not been farming all that hard. And look, they might go for a gank. Here comes Batrider on the counter-attack. This could be some trouble here for Anti-Mage. The Iron Shell as well. He's got a haster, and Anti-Mage in so much trouble. Look at that damage from Firefly, as well as the Iron Shell. And now look at this. He's just hurting him back, causing trouble, forcing Anti-Mage to blink away. Oh, I think he was trying to force Anti-Mage to blink on top of Anti-Mage, though, blinking down to the bottom lane. And sadly, Darkseid not able to provide enough support. And also the heals coming out there from Enchantress, just coming off cooldown now. And now the gank on mid. The track has been thrown out on the Sand King, although they don't have any anti-invis tech at the moment, so Bounty Hunter will slip away. I'm going to say a little bit of waste there of that haster. I mean, I'm pretty sure he could have got a couple of kills there out of that, especially with the backup from the Iron Shell.
They really want the anti-mage. Dark's going to pick up the Vanguard, and that's going to give him a lot more survivability. MiTH.Trust, Dark's here doing well. Batrider going to start going towards that blink down. He's not farming as well as he would like. He has picked up a belt of giant strength for those treads, and as it stands, he's not going to be all that close to a blink dagger. But Weaver at top, farming away up to 1,700 gold. Has he got anything else? It doesn't actually look like it. So treads are in health. He's going to pick up that Perseverance. So Anti-Mage with the Battle Fury. I mean, as far as Weaver versus Anti-Mage, right now their CS is very similar, but Anti-Mage with this Battle Fury can quickly get out of control. He can use it to farm neutrals quickly, he can use it to just quickly clear waves and then blink to a new camp, and his farm rate can go skyrocketing with a Battle Fury.
Indeed, indeed. I'm honestly genuinely surprised that this bottom tower on the Dire side has not been pushed, just because they've had, they've had the opportunity to do so. They've been up against a solid Dark. Here comes the gank again on Anti-Mage, blinks away before the lasso goes down, and Batrider still without that blink. Although there's that surge I was talking about, gonna get on top of Anti-Mage. No, he's got a blink coming up 1 second, gets away. Slight hesitation there from Bat, allowing him to escape. And now Enchantress with the slow as well as the ult, bottling up there, as it looks like he's gonna turn around and just try and drop those Slows, but there again is that surge, and now Darkseer in some trouble. Batrider trying to save him here, taking a fair bit of damage though. It looks like he's probably going to go down unless he can get away. Oh wow, look at that. That's not going to work though. It was a nice attempt to try and cut line of sight. Unfortunately, he was tracked, and there's that extra GPM there from that track coming in, but Sand counter-attacking with the epicenter. In fact, he just came out of nowhere with
nice
that.
timing from Sand King. The stun epicenter takes out Antimate, and he follows it up with a kill on the Enchantress. Darkseer staying alive long enough, allowing Sand King an opportunity to go in, and Antimate's blinking into that epicenter, could not get out. Great play from Sand King. And this, we mentioned this at the start of the game. Sand King, he's being played as a support, but if he can get up the fast Arcane Boots Blink Dagger, he is going to be the key factor for MiTH.Trust. And right now, Arcane Boots already 600 gold, going to help take out this tower, and he's going to have that Blink Dagger up fairly soon, I imagine. There's
that track. The fish goes down there. Unfortunately, oh, he gets it anyway. I was about to say, unfortunately, he's out of mana for the Shuriken. Actually, he got the Shuriken toss off. It must have been a point-blank Shuriken toss. And I like the fact that Darkseer used that little... I did not even know that juke spot behind that tree exists. Like, you go the full way around it. That was interesting indeed. Double damage, though, being spotted up by the Batrider. He has bolted up as well. I'm not sure what he's... I think he's got something coming out now. Oh, he's just finishing off Power Treads. Still working towards... Blink Dagger is definitely going to help him jump this Animage right now. Unfortunately, Surge is great, but unfortunately, against Blinkers, not enough really, unless you can really take them by surprise at close range. Meanwhile though, Weaver still in the mid lane working towards what we assume is this Linken's, and there is a harassment, and it's not so much just doing the damage, it's just popping the track down, just so Weaver has that mind game back to his head going, okay, I know I'm visible. Are they thinking about ganking me, or is he just being a pain in the ass?
Yeah, it's it's one of those things. It's like, do you want to use the backtrack to get rid of it, or do I need to save it so I can use it when I do in fact get properly ganked? And Lakel's is going to get retracked after he pops the ultimate, as King wants to go back in for a few more hits. He has maxed out the Shuriken Toss. Often you'll see Bounty Hunters maxing the Janata because it is, you don't use up as much mana. You can just get level 1 or 2 in the Shuriken Toss. And bottom lane, they're going to go in. They take out the Antimage again. Oh, not good for him. He has got the Battle Fury up, but is struggling now. Has a magic stick, but needs to get up those treads as quickly as possible, as MiTH.Trust doing a good job of shutting him down. And with this tier 1 tower at bottom, they're going to start pulling away, but still this game is very, very close. These two teams are just neck and neck. I mean, look at the goal graph.
I don't know why Weaver went back there. He just dove straight back. Knew he was tracked. He just got stunned and got critted and then hit by a Shuriken. I like your point about this Shuriken toss being... it has this really weird damage scaling system. Like, you look at this, I'll bring it up now. It's 100 flat at level 1, then 200, jumps another 100 damage points at level 2, and then only 50 at level 3, and then 75 at level 4. It's very economic, like you said, just to go for 2 levels. Just for 2 levels, that's 200 damage, which is not bad, that's pretty good. And then getting the Janata, like maxing Janata, because it's obviously very economical in the mana, and actually does do a fair amount of damage, especially if you pick up some early damage, like early phase boots or the like. Meanwhile though, they did manage to get a pick off there on Sand King. Very nice fissure from Earthshaker, sweeping around from behind, and now Darkseer maybe... No, it looks like he should be able to escape. He's got the tower still there. Even if he gets slowed, he's got the surge to allow him to escape. As Pink ports back in, Weaver getting back to the top lane, could possibly use some support. They're up against 3 people, although then again Leshrac is relatively low. Leshrac though, gods, building an early BKB.
Yeah, that's very early. Normally you'll see either a Drums first or an Arcane Boots, maybe even the Bloodstone first, but yeah, straight to the BKB, and he is up against, I mean, Weaver is physical damage, Batrider has a lasso, Darkseer, I mean, not that much physical damage that you need a BKB for, so a bit surprising. It's only really the Sand King that the BKB will be for, and there is going to be a vacuum Ice Blast on top. Leshrac in trouble, the Weaver bug is on as well. Weaver gets changed down, the ES ulti gets the kill, and Leshrac still standing. Gets a double kill. Great play from Aeon. And this is like last game. Their teamwork is just phenomenal. They are really playing very well tonight.
I cannot believe that Leshrac is still standing. That is ridiculous. I could have sworn he was going to get taken out there. As meanwhile, Anti-Mage once again getting ganked. Oh, not a good result, but then again, you know, the die carry is also getting killed frequently. Just because, like, I don't know what he's doing there, but he's getting taken out quite a few times. I'm going to say the backtrack, not the backtrack, the track is being very frustrating. And actually, Batrider doing something he's pretty well common for him. It's just farming a massive amount of camps. Like, you can farm like 3 camps really quickly just by running around in circles with Firefly, burning them all down, causing trouble. It is something, if you ever run into a bit of downtime with this Batrider, just quickly drop into a camp, drop into a jungle, drop your Firefly, and you can kill 3 camps pretty damn quickly and get a whole bunch of money. Or even, you can even take stack camps really well with a Bat Rider if one of your mates is being nice enough to stack creeps for you, but obviously you often try and give that to a carry.
Yeah, and Bat Rider, by stacking all those camps, is going to get closer and closer to that blink. He's only 300 gold away now, so that's going to help them out a lot. It's going to give them the ability to catch off this Anti-Mage, pick him off. Anti-Mage, his farm rate has really slowed down. He had that Battle Fury a good, what was it, 4 or 5 minutes ago? And since then, all he's picked up is those boots. He's really been punished, as he has been sort of very squishy build, no Vanguard, no treads, and...
I don't know about that Weaver backtrack there. That was a bit dodgy. He was about a second away there from being retracked, but when time-lapsing there.
Radiant's middle tower is under
As
attack.
it looks like,
Bounty Hunter is looking for...
that was also very risky. What the hell was that? Just sort of dove under the tower and got stuck in the creep. Not sure what that was, but that was definitely very risky from both agility heroes there. Meanwhile, I think the Radiant is saying, I need a ward up here. I think Enchantress is saying, I need a ward up here for something. So maybe they need that so they can push this top tower safely. Meanwhile, though, it looks like a bit of a gank squad in the Radiant jungle. The Dire team getting stuck in. There's the Iron Shell. The Ice Vortex going down as well. Burrow Strike in doesn't do anything, thanks to that BKB. The Physic also not collecting any targets. Split Earth, though, does manage to hit poor old... Oh, what are you going to do? Darkseid getting taken out. Gets brought down by a Mana Void. Bounty Hunter also shot. I'm not sure if he managed to drop a track in time. Doesn't matter, though. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
As it looks like everybody else just going to back up here, obviously not being able to take the 4 heroes. The 5 heroes, in fact. Enchantress also down here as well. Looks a little on the cheap side.
Yeah, Anti-Mage needs to get that farm rate up. He has got his treads now if he wants to get them. They need to get a couple towers here. It's going to be hard. Bat Rider is there with the Blink Dagger, waiting to go flying in, and then they can back that up with the Sand King Burrow Strike AA ultimate. So definitely, whoever they focus could go down quickly. ES needs to be ready with a fissure for the counter gate, and it could be this Leshrac here.
Indeed. Okay, there's Bat Rider popping the Fireflies. Just walks into the blower though. Gets
the Tornado. Stop the blink. He can't blink because of the Tornado damage. So the Enchantress Tornado really helping out Aeon there, and that caused some problems there for Bat Rider, who is still looking for a blink lasso.
Yeah, it's very important. That looked really stupid where he flew it, but remember, he couldn't... Actually, no, he should... No, he had Firefly. He's got flying vision then, doesn't he?
Yeah, he would have... Well, as soon as he cast it, as soon as he cast the Firefly, he would have walked into the Tornado and then seen it, but by then, he can't really turn around. The Tornado has quite a big AoE on the damage, so I think it was a bit too late. And he wanted to grab the ES. That's the main thing. He didn't want to grab Leshrac, because he has to grab the ES. If he grabs Leshrac or Anti-Mage, ES just pops the fissure, and they focus down Bat Rider, so... He had to go in the ES, and that's why he tried to Firefly closer so he could get in range of the ES, and did run into Tornado there.
And Bat Rider now Fireflying away once again. He gets tracked, decides he might want to come back in at the moment. He's thinking about it. Bounty Hunter also skulking around. Did go for early drums as well as the phase which decided not to go with the negative armor from the medallion. Said, alright, let's get the stats, let's get the speed of my team. It's definitely going to help them out quite a bit. And I mean, it's flat out nice stats. Of course, if you go with phase boots straight up and a bottle, you can be quite squishy on the Bounty Hunter, because he is an agility hero. Doesn't have that much health. So I'm feeling the drums are pretty nice for him. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage, has he picked up anything new? No, he's still sitting. Got 500. Maybe he got something on the Crow?
He's only just got those treads, man. He is struggling these last 10 minutes. He has really not had the best time here. I mean, if he needs to just go watch that game where DK beat AL. As soon as the Anti-Mage got that Battle Fury, it's sort of 12, 13 minutes in, much like this Anti-Mage did, got the Battle Fury about the same time. He was just blinking around from neutral camp to neutral camp, farming away. He farmed in the lanes when it was safe, but he did not come to any fight until he had... I mean, he got the treads. It only maybe come to like a big gank where it was like 4v1, but he... I mean, take a lesson from Burning. He just continued to farm. Getting the Battle Fury does not mean you can suddenly start fighting.
No, indeed not, because you do need some... if every carry was ready to go on one item, this game would be terribly unbalanced. But there's a track down the Mana Void as well. Unfortunately, way too much mana to get taken out. Although Anti-Mage is just going to blink in, clean it up. May have overextended a little. Can he get away? Although here comes the Flaming Lasso. Bat Rider's got Blink up. I mean, he could get this. He could get this. There it goes. The Sticky Napalm. Blink is up again, though, and he will escape. So close, but no cigar there. As
Anti-Mage only barely got that kill.
Yeah.
Darkseid was surging away, was just about to get out of range, but Weaver gonna find the Enchantress here. Enchantress, no TP. This could be a bit of a tricky situation for the Enchantress. We'll have to use a heal for sure. May need some backup as well.
I think she'll be okay.
Weaver wants to keep chasing. Yeah. Would have taken a long time to kill that Enchantress with heal on, but for now, Anti-Mage going to keep on farming, but that pressure at top, that's more stuff to slow down his farm. He's up to 1,400 gold, probably going to go for that Yasha into a Manta style, unless he wants to pick up the Vlads, but I think this is a game where he needs that Manta style, especially against heroes like Batrider, Darkseer, just to sort of drain their mana as quickly as possible, and the Vlads is not going to help against those heroes.
I think so as well. Quick Manta on Anti-Mage, or even, I suppose it gives him some nice health as well, some nice defensive spells, always useful. Meanwhile, what have we got down here? Enchantress looks like she's trying to grab herself an Arcanum Scepter. Has also got Smoke and Dust ready to go if necessary. She's getting those consumables up and running. I think she's just trying to take some of the pressure off. Actually, Earthshaker has got a... Did we call the blink? He's got a blink right now. I think she would be trying to take the pressure off him so he can farm that up.
Yeah, that's something new, and Earthshaker with that blink dagger are going to give Aeon a lot more firepower in these team fights. He is level 11 as well. And Aeon, I mean, they've got pretty much all the items, they've got not all the items they could work for, but all their heroes have got some sort of item up. You see the drum on the Bounty Hunter, you see Enchantress getting towards that Aghanim Scepter, Anti-Mage doing alright now. He's up to 2.7k gold all of a sudden. And I think Aeon are starting to edge away. The Batrider, he's been shut down. He hasn't been allowed to isolate heroes and get off those ganks since getting that Blink Dagger.
Indeed, of course. It just makes him so damn good. That blink is just fantastic. And then again, I mean, he has done that much with that blink yet. I don't think he has, really.
No.
Oh, well, there we are. Speaking of which, there we go. He's managed to grab Enchantress and shut her down before she can pop that heal, although she does get away. Unfortunately, his team not fast enough to respond. Batrider gets taken out. Here comes the Ice Blast, though. The vacuum in. Will it strike? Doesn't hit ES. He will sneak away unless he can get run down here. I think Weaver might get him, although Fissure is up in 1 second. No, he will go down to the auto attack. Gets taken out. There is a bit of a skirmish over here as well. I think he was chasing an illusion, though. Enchantress now relatively low, 300 health.
Weaver didn't see the Enchantress there. Weaver was right by the Enchantress, but Enchantress, I think, managed to stay in fog, and the entire time Anti-Mage's still farming, so 1-for-1 trade, and Anti-Mage is going to be a very hard foe for MiTH.Trust. I mean, Weaver with the Lincolns doesn't really have massive damage outputs. Is more sort of a hard-to-kill carry who'll do damage over time, but Anti-Mage is definitely the bigger threat here.
Yeah, I think during that last fight, it just really came down to Batrider's team not really backing him up fast enough. Like you said, like, if he blinks in there and he doesn't get the right hero, he's going to get stunned and shut down so damn fast. That's pretty much what happened. He got slammed by that ES and then just couldn't do a whole lot. And then Enchantress, of course, broke free, popped a heal and became very, very difficult to kill. So I think maybe once they get... I don't know. I think, honestly, if they had the ES on the Die team instead of the Sand King, they'd be doing a lot better. But still, never mind. It's just, I feel that they don't have anybody who's able to back him up quickly enough at the moment. And we saw the Ice Blast coming from long range, even with the aid of the vacuum, didn't really manage to do a whole lot. Didn't manage to get the target it needed to, which was ES. Just managed to sneak away there, having to get run down in the end by Weaver.
Yep, and Sand King, AA, Batrider have actually smoked. They're going on the hunt here, as Bounty Hunter, meanwhile, does pick up a DD rune at the top. He's going to look to press that top lane, but the bottom lane is where MiTH.Trust are going to focus their efforts. Enchantress looking to poke her head. Aeon know what's up. They've seen the Darkseer. They haven't seen these three smoke tiers. Batrider going to blink in, finds Leshrac. Stun actually stacks on top, and the Epicenter going to get cancelled. Sand King went a bit too early with that stun. They will still get the kill, though. Sand King needs to get out. He gets dusted. Enchantress can get that kill. And, Bounty Hunter, nice ES. Blink, ulti, but doesn't actually take anyone out. And Leshrac, Bounty Hunter both being obliterated. MiTH.Trust find themselves with a 2-1 kill trade.
I don't think it got that many people. It looked like it only hit 2 targets, because it looks like... I mean, Ancient Apparition has a lot of health for someone who would have been hit by an Echoes. I think he got missed as well as the who else was down here? I think it was Darkseer. It didn't look like they got hit. No, not Darkseer, somebody else. The Weaver, yeah, it looked like the Weaver got missed as well. Oh, there's the Fissure once again. I think Batrider may have made a terrible mistake. One more attack, that is gonna hurt! Such a long impetus. Oh, it's one of those things. Ow. It's just like you run for it, like, is this gonna kill me? Probably. It looked like he got...
by that point, it's like, Batrider's like, okay, I'm dead, but I'm just gonna keep on running and see how far I can run. Maybe I can outrun it.
Just maybe someone will send me back to base. Maybe Chen will send me back to base if he's here.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Weaver's still up on top. He has got 2,200 gold saved up. I'm thinking Radiance is next on the plate, although it will be relatively late at this point in time.
Yeah, I think it will be a Radiance. This is kind of why you often see Weavers going just Vanguard into Radiance, because that Radiance does come a lot sooner. Anti-Mage and Weaver are going to trade hits for a bit, and Anti-Mage's probably not going to do too well in that trade, at least at the moment, as Weaver, without the Mad Style Anti-Mage, Weaver can just trade hits and do fairly well. Does have a lot of regen from the Lincoln Sphere. And now, MiTH.Trust maybe going to look to take out Roshan soon if they can find an opening, because they do have that positional advantage being on the dire side. But they do have to be very, very careful, because the ES Blink, the BKB on Leshrac. Leshrac now with an ultimate orb. I want to say Sheepstick, but it could be a Lincoln Sphere to deal with that Batrider Blink Lasso.
Well, Anti-Mage just had his Man-Style Shuttle out. He's got it right now, and he could actually, I think he probably could take Weaver in a bit of a fight. Now, this will be slightly frustrating for Weaver, because look at all of his mana go away, and this is one of the issues for Weaver. He's relatively mana reliant, and just manages to time-lapse out of there. How much cooldown exactly? Oh, of course,
doesn't
it's level
cost
3,
any mana to use the ultimate. Yeah, it's level 3, so short cooldown, no mana cost, means that time-lapse is... It's not really... Anti-Mage is not going to be a big issue for Weaver. He can't really die to the Anti-Mage, but it is going to be very, very annoying.
Unless, of course, he manages to force him to pop it first. So the Anti-Mage team managed to force him to pop it first, maybe to get rid of a track or something. Either way, losing mana. Like, either way, these heroes like Sand King, like Darkseid, they're really not going to appreciate having 3 mana-burning illusions beating on them now. It's going to be very, very frustrating. Bounty Hunter appears to be maybe building BKB? I don't know, that's what I'm guessing.
BKB, yeah. It'll be BKB, I'm pretty sure. This is a fairly common build when you do play the Bounty Hunter as a sort of utility hero. You get the drums, then you get the BKB, so you can just track everyone you want, and then when you're ready, when you think your team is ready for a team fight, you just run in, attack a squishy hero with the BKB popped. I mean, you do a lot of damage with Donata, Shuriken. If you go on an AA, or even like a hero like Sand King or Bounty Hunter, Sand King or Batrider with a BKB, Bounty Hunter can cause a lot of problems even without any hard damage items.
So I think people are freaking out because the picture graphic down there, the hero portrait is moving. Guys, I've turned it off. It's stationary for a reason. You're not lagging there. It's just a setting I've used just to reduce any kind of extra strain on the PC's cores, basically. Of course, also sitting with Windows Basic. It's a very ugly desktop, but regardless, back to the match. Now, Sand King, do we call the blink? I'm sorry, a bit scatterbrained here. I don't remember if we called the blink on Sand King.
No. No, yeah. I remember he had it last fight when he blinked stunned in, but he went too soon. They're going to find the Anti-Mage. Needs the lasso. Yes, he does. Just in time. The Epicenter is there. Anti-Mage so tanky, though. It looks like he's going to survive this one. He's going to have the blink back up in just a second now, and not enough damage, even with the Epicenter. They needed another nuke, and, I mean, where does that extra nuke come from? Maybe the AA Ice Blast would have been enough damage, but really, they haven't got enough to shut down the Anti-Mage right now, and that just shows it there, because maybe Darkseid can come, but Darkseid can't really even add much damage, so I think Anti-Mage is a big problem here.
Yeah, I agree, definitely. And we saw there, like, just for a few seconds, we were thinking about Lasso, he's like, well, crap, he's popular, which one is the real one? You saw him just take a few seconds to try and figure out which Anti-Mage was real. Meanwhile, Ancient Apparition, rolling around in the jungle. I'm not sure what he's up to at the moment in particular. There is a port down at bottom because the Radiant are busy pushing. This top tower here, or this bottom tower rather. BKB has been picked up on the track. Looks like he might be grabbing himself a Hanks next, or maybe a Lincoln's. I don't know.
Mid lane though, they're going on the Bounty Hunter. They've dusted him. Sand King needs to get a stun. The blink is on cooldown. Oh, the Batrider Flame Break actually going to aid Bounty Hunter along. And there we go. Sand King stun. Lasso will be up in a couple seconds. They don't need it though. Batrider doesn't actually have any mana. AA ulti helps finish off the job, and Aeon at bottom lane, not going to be able to really push or do all that much here. Darkseid is there defending. Darkseid getting close to a pipe. Still has a bit of a way to go. That'll help a bit against the Leshrac, the Earthshaker, but every little pick-off helps at this point. Because this game, man, this game feels very even. I'd say Aeon had the slight advantage with the Anti-Mage, who doesn't... He seems a bit unstoppable, but definitely Aeon at the same time, they don't seem all that able to push.
Yeah, well, I don't think they're really planning to at the moment. They're just busy getting Anti-Mage farm, because I'm pretty sure they're convinced if they go to late game, Anti-Mage is going to win. There is the Echo Stone. Can we see a time-lapse? A Fissure goes down, preventing any sort of escape. And Anti-Mage will take the... Oh, actually, yeah, he did take the kill there. And now I think they've got an opportunity to push just because someone's been ganked. Although it looks like... Oh, actually, I take that back. There's no backup arriving. Leshrac sitting in mid, defending mid tower, and Enchantress busy pushing down here. Or what's farming the jungle rather, just pushing away through the jungle, farming it up. Now, oh, they're going to go for it though. Anti-Mage will just try and stack some damage on the tower, popping the illusion. Sand King now jumping in there with the stun. There is the blinking, gets hit by a Fissure. The lasso goes down, but here comes Earthshaker, another port coming in. I think Anti-Mage don't need to reconsider this. He does give chase. The Ice Blast not connecting. Batrider now having pipe popped him, and Anti-Mage will go down. I'm honestly questioning Anti-Mage just dived in after him.
Silly mistake, and that's costly for Aeon. The Anti-Mage was the one thing they had going for them, which was, I mean, as far as the game is concerned, this game is entirely in the balance except for the Anti-Mage. That, as a late game carry, Weaver can be shut down. They've got the Leshrac, the Earthshaker, they've got heroes who can shut him down, they've got a Bounty Hunter, but Anti-Mage, there's nothing on this Dire team that can really stop him in the late game. Weaver does not have the DPS, and deaths like that is really going to slow down Aeon's momentum. So that's a bit silly. It's going to hurt them a bit, but I'd still say Aeon are looking pretty good, but they need to play a lot more cautiously than that.
Indeed. So instead of giving chase, I think somebody might... No, it doesn't look like they have a gem. Oh, wait, they've got wards. They might throw down a ward. Oh, no, they can see... Oh, wait, there we go. AA has a gem.
Gem on AA.
Yeah. I just noticed the ward.
They may just go for Roshan here. Weaver's got enough gold to pick up that relic. 33 minutes in, it's going to be a very slow Radiance, but that is because he went for that Lincoln Sphere. And with Anti-Mage dead as well as Bounty Hunter, they could almost go for Roshan here, as Aeon think they are at Roshan, but it doesn't look like they will.
I think it's a perfect... Even though it's late, I think the late Radiance is still okay, just because, I mean, they've got some heroes that won't really appreciate the burn. You've got, like, Earthshaker won't like it. Even Enchantress, not all that tanky, and Bounty Hunter, of course, won't enjoy fighting around a burn either, especially if he manages to keep himself involved in the fight. Meanwhile, the Radiant losing their first mid-tower. Darkseer sneaking that one away. And they've died well, happy to... Sorry, go there.
No, I definitely agree. The Radiance is still good at this point, because hard damage items against the Anti-Mage, he has got a lot of armor, so definitely the Radiance burn damage will be the good way to go.
Batrider now having the gem transferred to him. I guess AA was just carrying it for the moment, because Batrider going to be the harder one to kill. Looks like he's busy building a BKB, which will definitely help him out on his blink initiations, just so he doesn't get shut down, and he can actually just make sure either just avoid a lot of damage, or even just pull someone out of position rather than get immediately trapped by some stun. Now we've got Weaver getting very close, 700 gold shy of a Radiance. So he's really going to hurt. Going to have about 37, 36 minutes or so. Not too far away at all.
No, he's got it now. Weaver's got it now. 1,300 gold.
Oh, wow.
Maybe clicking the wrong hero there. As there is going to be initiation. Fisher goes down, sanking once the ES. Nice ES ulti. The AA ulti will miss. And now Batrider sanking, both very low. Both go down. The ES, the Bounty Hunter, make sure that gem is on the ground. Weaver actually managing to pick it up, but Weaver is tracked. Going to time-lapse, try escape. Is there another track? No, there's a stun lock. Lakells goes down, drops the gem, and Aeon picked up 4, looking for a 5th here as Darkseer is on the run. The surge will wear off, and now he is in a lot of trouble. Team-wide, what a fight. Aeon finding themselves a big opening here. They'll get Roshan, and not to mention take the gem, get a big advantage from that.
And Leshrac is indeed building a Hex. He looks like he's been barely... I guess he came in late, or just... Oh, well, I mean, actually, no, probably the most of the BKB is going, you know, actually, that's not going to do anything. And, of course, they were so focused fighting Anti-Mage as well, because Weaver going toe-to-toe with him, and they will get this Rosh. And I'm thinking, I mean, that's a pretty wide-open opportunity to try and push a lane as well. Maybe even take a Rax.
Yeah, they do need to be a bit careful. Their ES ulti's on cooldown. Well, actually, no, only the ES is a bit low, so they could actually push on in here. The BKB is actually finished on Bounty Hunter. He's going to fly that out to him in just a second. So Aeon now with some big items on their team. They're going to have that heart up soon on Anti-Mage, I believe. He's up to 3k gold, so still's a bit of a way to go. Anti-Mage not as farmed as he could be, I feel, and that sort of kept MiTH.Trust in this game for a while, but now with the Aegis, heart coming soon, this could be this slow and painful death that isn't Anti-Mage for MiTH.Trust.
Indeed, indeed. And of course, it looks like Earthshaker has picked up the gems, decided to keep it. Maybe just for counter-warding purposes. Oh, of course, and fighting Weaver, of course. That will be excellent for that. And I mean, he has been the go-to. Like, he's been the one who's sort of been supporting Anti-Mage. Whenever Anti-Mage says, oh, you know, I want to go kill Weaver, he's been the one there to back him up with the Echo Slam, with a Fissure, and, well, really shut Weaver down. And Weaver getting close again to that Radiance. Obviously didn't manage to buy it up before he died, unfortunately, so being delayed even further. This will be maybe... Well, like I said, it's probably around about 37-minute Radiance, and there you go. It is the 37th minute, and he'll probably have it in a few seconds. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage busy pushing up top. No, it's just going to duck back, and he's got enough for his axe. He's got enough for his axe. He's actually very close to a heart, and I think once he gets a heart, gods, it's pretty much GG. I don't think they've got the 5 out to kill him. It's already a struggle. Just imagine when he's got an extra 900 plus health.
Yeah, with the heart, he's become pretty much unkillable. He'll have so much HP, and where's his damage coming from? Weaver going for a raid is not going to be doing enough damage.
see the stun guy. The splitter does manage to catch Sanking. Sanking does get taken out. The wall of Replica is down. The track on Darkseer. Darkseer trying to get the hell out. Batrider though, Blink as well as lassoing Enchantress. That's not Enchantress, that's Leshrac. Sorry, same type and size. As it looks like Darkseer will escape, although Enchantress still in the fight here. Gets vacuumed. Bugs are on him. Mana Void gonna bring down Darkseer. Will they manage to clean up Weaver? Weaver managing to bounce that fissure with his Lincolns. And Weaver gonna sneak away with that gem, reclaiming the gem. He does manage to have he has picked up a Radiance, caused a fair bit of damage. Oh, and Anti-Mage is still. Where is Anti-Mage? Still causing havoc.
Tanking the tower. Oh, blinks away just before he goes down. Then, yeah, there's Anti-Mage just getting very, very big. He hasn't even picked up the heart yet, and he's gonna have enough gold for that now. So it's getting very hard for MiTH.Trust. They actually found an alright fight there, killing the Bounty Hunter as well as the Leshrac, but Anti-Mage proved to be a bit too much.
Yeah, well, he's got 5k sitting in the bank, although Anti-Mage now vulnerable, knows he's burning. Oh wow, he actually really wanted the tower. I think he's just suicided actually. He's made a terrible mistake. Gonna give away that Aegis.
Oof.
I think he's gonna try and blink up on him maybe. Just watch. Nope, no. Oh, maybe he hasn't got vision of up there. Or had vision of up there rather. And we'll just run away normally.
Yeah, they can't kill him, but that was a bit foolish, throwing away the Aegis. He's going to buy that heart now, but yeah, unnecessary death. It's similar to that last time he died. Hulk smash. But we're going to see whether or not MiTH.Trust can, without that Aegis, I mean, suddenly things become a lot more doable for MiTH.Trust. I mean, they're going to have a couple BKBs up soon. Batrider getting close to his. Sanking, maybe building a BKB of his own, but he still looks like he has a bit of a way to go, so maybe if they can isolate the Anti-Mage with a lasso, Sanking Stun, Vacuum, Ice Blast, they can kill him, but even then, it is just so tanky, and especially when he picks up this heart now.
Indeed, indeed. And Whirly Bob 07 wants a shout out saying that he went for the long bomb on Join Dota, went for the 18% bet, the 18% win rate bet on Aeon at the moment. So he's feeling pretty damn good about this match at the moment. But here we go, they're jumping in, the cocktail goes out. The fissure though, perfect block there by Ears, gets him with the echo as well. Down goes Darkseer, also going to lose Ancient Apparition, of course, very squishy. Anti-Mage just jumping over and getting stuck in. And I think they've got a pretty good wide open opportunity here. 2 heroes down. I think they've got a good opportunity to take this mid-racks with Batrider and Weaver. I mean, Weaver's up still, but still, there's not that much they can do. They're up against 5 relatively high health heroes.
He's up. He doesn't have the damage. Weaver's not a hero that does that well in the late game, which is why you don't see him picked up all that much. He's not the quickest farmer. He can't really put on that much pressure, and even when he gets up the Radiance, he still sort of has to go in and out. He's a bit squishy and can't just sit in there doing damage, tanking it up like this Anti-Mage is right now, just clicking away on that tower, doing so much damage.
Yeah, look at the damage, not even caring. He's got bugs in his face, he's having a cocktail thrown him. There's the Blinkin as well as the lasso, and look at that Batrider just drop, gets melted. The epicenter goes down. Good epi blink, but it does only take out. Oh, actually, no, it took out Leshrac as well as Earthshake. So it wasn't terrible, but at the same time, Anti-Mage is still up and running. And in fact, he's about to... Oh, actually, no, that burn. He might go down to this Ice Blast. It's moving in. Managed to hit him. But of course, he's got that magic defense, and it looks like he's going to survive it and walk away. They got the tower. Didn't quite manage to get the racks, though, as now Bounty Hunter in a slight amount of trouble. The Eye spotting him up. He will go down. That burn just causing all sorts of havoc. Oh, no, he heals himself up. A couple more attacks, though, and he does go down. Finally. That gem there.
Almost got the Anti-Mage there. Yeah, the gem and the Weaver helping out there. The Anti-Mage got very low there, but now with that heart regen, he's going to heal himself up. He doesn't even have to go after Fountain. And MiTH.Trust, I mean, sure they've held, but still things are looking very dire for them.
I'm always wondering.
Speaking.
Maybe a Vlad's on the Anti-Mage now just will make him so damn hard to deal with if he's sitting there chewing back health, like sucking back health. As well as, I mean, like you said, it's a really good pushing item. It's just a nice little defensive item, +5 armor.
I think at this point it's better off. I think it's just better off if one of his support heroes gets it. Even the ES could pick it up. ES, Bounty Hunter. It would be a great item on Bounty Hunter, I believe. But Anti-Mage right now, probably, I would just go maybe for a Butterfly. The damage that you get from that it'll just help him to push a lot faster. Because that fight, he spent a lot of time just focusing down the tower, focusing on the racks. So he just needs pure attack speed or damage, either from some sort of actual damage item or the agility, the attack speed that he gets from the Butterfly.
This is true. Meanwhile, Darkseer, I don't know. Oh wow, this is a bit of a calm move. Farm the enemy jungle when you are losing the team fights with no serious map vision. I mean, they've got one defensive ward up. Because, you know, I really want that easy camp. You know what? This is going to screw them over if I go in there and steal their easy camp. That's exactly what he did. Look at this Leshrac. I'm going to farm the easy camp. Oh no, it's gone! What do I do? No money for him. No easy camp for him. This Darkseid is such a troll. But now Batrider has picked up. He's going for the defense. He's going for the magic community. He has picked up pretty much most of his BKB, so he's almost finished that. Only about 600 gold shy of that. Ancient Apparition still with mostly consumables, doing the hard support. And Weaver, what has he got? 3k saved up. What do you think he's going to go for next? Maybe a Monkey King bar, or sometimes we see a Mantis on him.
Mantis is possible. I mean, often you'll see a hard on him, but this game he needs the damage. So Monkey King bar definitely possible here, or even that Verizon. But yeah, I'll go with damage, and either in the form of Mantis style, which is sort of a mix between damage and survivability,
actually, yeah,
or the Monkey King bar.
It would be useful for knocking off the tracks, the Mantis split.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Darkseid is actually going for an Aghanim Scepter, which, despite it not working on allies anymore, I think it's actually quite useful because it boosts up the damage that those illusions do, and that's specifically the Anti-Mage and the Bounty Hunter. If you can get illusions of those two heroes, that Aghanim's Darkseid Wall of Replica could be a bit more useful here, as this Wall of Replica is going to be, I think, the one thing that MiTH.Trust can use to defend now.
Indeed, Wall of Replica, very frustrating. They still haven't lost a rack. They've been diligently, the Dire Myth have been diligently counter-warding up here. I think the Radiant know there might be some trouble. Yeah, oh wait, no, they think they were saying just put the ward up there. They don't know there is actually a counter ward waiting to do that. But I've noticed MiTH dropping a lot of counter wards that they're trying to protect their top side. As there is that Cyclone, the Tornado coming. Batrider blinks in, gets a jump on top of Bounty and pops his BKB. Here comes the Ice Blast. Good hit there. Epicenter goes in as well, and the Burrow Strike. And now we've got Enchantress blocked into the corner, although she manages to bring him down. Down goes Sankey, and now Darkseid trying to get out of the fray. The Wall of Replica is up. The Anti-Mage illusion getting involved. I don't know actually what is going after there, as Weaver now losing a lot of health, taking a lot of damage there for Emperor's Vacuum being used. And it looks like he's going to go, oh, maybe he might just get away.
This Anti-Mage illusion is just wreaking havoc. It's like an extra hero for this Dire team. It was like 5 or 6 shot the Enchantress here, and now they're going to look to try and chase down Enchantress. Enchantress very low, doesn't look like they're going to be able to finish him off. And Anti-Mage with the heart regen, looking to go back in. MiTH.Trust, that Wall of Replica.
Yeah, like, look at that chew up the Bounty Hunter. You're right, that is going to hurt, especially when is he finished the Arghanims? No, not quite. Once he finished the Arghanims, in fact, he's only 500 gold shy of finishing Arghanims.
If Anti-Mage goes for someone like a Butterfly, I mean, that additional attack speed and damage will go on that illusion as well. So maybe he's going to think twice about what he gets because of that Wall of Replica. But yeah, I mean, MiTH.Trust, when they first engaged with the Epicenter, I was like, oh god, this is not going well. They've engaged well with the Lasso, the Epicenter, but they didn't kill anyone. But then the Wall of Replica started to clean heroes up, and once again they've held, and they're buying time. Anti-Mage is pretty big, but he can't get too much bigger. He's going to get maybe one more big item, but by then he's pretty much going to max out, and if they can't end it then, where else are they going to get damage from?
It's definitely a good question. Darkseid very, very close to finishing up this arc. I really want to see how much damage this freaking illusion does once he gets that up and running. As now, what have we got over here? Enchantress, she's got the Arghanims up and running. She is building that pipe. I think it's going to help against the Epicenter. I think always Epicenter by itself is enough. It's enough argument to get the pipe. It will just cut down so much damage. Yeah. As I think somebody's asking, is Weaver's Geminate attack still an orb? I actually honestly can't remember. Is it still an orb, or did it get changed?
It's weird how it works. The extra attack cannot trigger some orb effects. I don't know. Whenever you get the Geminate trigger, I think you can't get stuff like crits, and if you get an orb, it won't go on your Geminate attack, but it will go on other attacks.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, I don't know. I'm not up to date on my Weaver's text. Oh, this could be a really good fight here for the Dire. Or maybe not. Actually, there goes. The BKB gets popped there by Bounty. He's going to town. That gets lassoed, though. Here comes the Echo Slam, doing serious damage. As looks like Batrider is almost dead there. He's trying to back up. He's tracked up, although Sankey getting in the way of Bounty Hunter. Burrow strikes in. Leshrac so damn low. He could go down, though. He's healing up pretty damn rapidly. Anti-Mage, though, going to town. And maybe, well, no, he's going to be just fine, actually.
Anti-Mage with DD rune.
Oh,
and
wow.
This time MiTH.Trust did not get their 6-0, the Anti-Mage illusion, on their side, which is what they needed. And it looks like Likel's may go down as well. Oh, Leshrac actually dies to the Radiance damage.
Well, you're probably feeling pretty good about that.
Again. I mean, they took out Leshrac and Enchantress. They only lost their 2 supports here. And they're going to get ES as well. MiTH.Trust, I mean, they're fighting back, and they're gonna, wow, they pick off 4 here. Anti-Mage's the only one surviving. The Weaver, with a Reaver, he is going to be going for the heart build, but he's just getting killed because of the Radiant's burn damage.
Maybe we discounted Myth a little bit too early. I mean, this anti-mage is definitely looking scary, but you're right. Weaver is just causing... this protracted fight is really working in his favour. Although I'm surprised that the anti-mage did not... Like, I mean, I really thought he'd be hitting harder at this point, but... I don't know. He's just not. What is it down the... I have an interesting thing in the bottom right. Oh, wait, is that a buyback time? I don't know, if you click on anti-mage... What is that little...
Oh, that's the courier, I think. I think that's the courier that has died.
Ah, okay. They lost the courier.
I remember seeing that earlier on when MiTH.Trust lost their courier. That's going to be the courier. MiTH.Trust are actually the ones who get Rosh. This is like the first Roshan of the game, 50 minutes in. That is not a common sight. Often, as soon as the team gets a slight advantage, they will go take Roshan. I mean, you'll see teams taking Roshan 15, 20 minutes into the game. This game, it took 50 minutes. That's how close this game has been. Although... Aeon have started to pull away. They are up by about over 15k gold, and the XP graph is well in their favor, but MiTH.Trust saying, okay, the heroes as well matter as much as the golden XP. All that golden XP is going to the anti-mage, and the rest of the Aeon team. Heroes like Enchantress, they don't scale that well into the late game.
Indeed, Weaver is going to try and bring down Enchantress. She's taking a fair bit of damage, but she should just be fine if she heals up there. Stun goes out there. The fissure going down didn't really do a whole lot. I think Weaver managed to dodge it. And he will back up because he is all on his lonesome here. I mean, we've seen this before. I mean, I've seen games get thrown by Weavers that just sort of go, oh, I'm invincible, try and farm the enemy jungle alone. And I mean, I'm pretty... Actually, no, this was a complexity, but I think first it was either Panzer or Mouse. And yeah, they threw it like... They were... Like, complexity was so far behind. They threw it just because the Weaver kept getting caught out. He kept getting shut down and getting caught out and ganked. So I'm really a little worried about this behavior. And Weaver, I think he's really discounting it. He feels really safe because he's got this heart and he's got the Aegis, but...
Aegis heart, yeah.
I don't know, because...
Lincoln's as well, man. I mean, what they've got... I mean, they can track him, they can stun him, but... Yeah, I mean, I agree. If they manage to spot him in 4 or 5 man gank him, they can maybe kill him. I'm wondering what is Weaver actually going to go now. He's up to 3k gold. I'd love to see a Divine Rapier. I think MiTH.Trust are in a tough position, and this is kind of the do or die situation where a Divine Rapier on Weaver could be the item that could win you the game.
Indeed, Courier has got a gem on at the moment. He's got a headdress. I'm not sure who it belongs to just yet. As it looks... Oh, wait, that's not the real deal. That is, in fact, an illusion. As Weaver, though, giving chase here to the Shrek. As well as the Bounty Hunter. Going to drop the bugs on them. In fact, wow, he's really going for... Wow, he really feels like he can take this Leshrac. Leshrac just going to put out. Bounty Hunter content just to walk away. The fissure goes down, not doing anything. The Batrider, though, has blinked in and jumped on top. It looks like the chase was good. The Yul's getting thrown out there, but still latched on with that lasso. And now this is looking pretty good for the Myth. They could get a chance to... I mean, they could really cause some damage, but at the same time...
Yes, as well. They're going to have to deal with the anti-mage push, but they picked off 2 heroes. Batrider is going to be the one to defend here. And that is not an easy duty when you're up against an anti-mage. Yeah, he can slow down the anti-mage, but he can't defend it. Yeah, and no lasso. They're not going to be able to kill the anti-mage, but they will be able to stop him. This is the problem. MiTH.Trust, even with 2 pickoffs, they're still on the back foot. They still have to defend, and anti-mage doing the smart thing there with that counter push. And I mean, he got the tower down to half HP. That's a good trade for Aeon. That's 800 HP. That's not coming back.
As apparently that courier death actually had the butterfly that anti-mage does, but he's got it back anyway. I mean, it's already respawned. It's back up now. It must have been... I mean, it was a little while ago. Because it was just coming off cooldown after that last fight. But no, I missed the courier death. I did not notice it.
You don't catch everything. There's a lot going on in this game. But Weaver is up to 4.2k gold. That is definitely to be of note. I'm still hoping, man. Divine Rapier, bring it on. He would have to drop the gem and give it to someone else. So, and here we go. Lasso, they think they can kill the anti-mage. I don't think they can, to be honest. The AA ultimate will hit. There gets the SK. There's no epicenter, though. And anti-mage, too damn tanky. He gets taken down to about half HP. Yeah, he's just saying that kind of tickles.
Oh, really, they can't do much to him. As Weaver diving in a long way again, very far from help. If he get jumped, he could be in a little bit of trouble. He's got some good def tech, just thanks to Lincoln, thanks to his ult as well as the heart. But still, I am a little worried that he might get jumped unnecessarily. The smoke gets thrown down by the Radiant. I don't know if that's just going to come from it, though. There's the Hex, though, on the speedy pig. Darkseid managed to surge up before getting Hex, gets the hell out, as we get a pause there from Aeon. Oh, they've lost the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, they have lost one, so...
They should be okay, though.
52 minutes in. Yeah, they should be okay.
I mean, at most, they'd just throw down the tractor and Weaver with it, but they're not in any real danger, I don't think.
Yeah, Weaver does need to be careful here. I don't think Weaver's going to commit to this kill on the ES. ES has got the Yule Scepter, so he can throw himself up in the air to keep himself alive a bit longer. Weaver's going to be the one who has to get the hell out of there, which I mean, it shouldn't be a problem. They can't really lock him down. He's still got that link. I think the Lincoln Sphere is up. It hasn't been procced just yet. So this game, man, it's just the never-ending game.
It's one of those eternal. It is definitely going. I'm pretty sure we're going to get to the point where it's just going to be Weaver and Anti-Mage duking it out, trying to fight each other. I think it'd be so fun. I'm kind of expecting Weaver to ditch his gem eventually and just palm it off to someone else and try and pick up another item, because I'm honestly thinking the way this Anti-Mage is farming, he's going to need it. He's going to need that extra item slot. But I imagine he will go for a Boots of Travel here. He'll sell those treads. I mean, he gets the attack speed from the Butterfly. He doesn't need those treads anymore. Having that mobility around the map, why the hell not? And, I mean, hey man, Divine Rape, I definitely think we're going to see at least a Divine Rape from either the Anti-Mage or the Weaver. Someone's got to go for one. It's that late in the game, and they're both so unkillable. I think this Anti-Mage cannot be taken down. Same goes for the Weaver, it feels, especially considering he's got that Aegis. So maybe, just maybe, we'll see one. I think some people in the chat are slightly still on the the impression that the couriers drop items on death. I think they think that the Butterfly might have been lost on the couriers death. If that is the case, no guys, currently the way the couriers work, when they die, they don't drop the items, they just die for a little while, then they'll respawn. That's what the respawn timer down here was for. They pop back up, and I think this was a 6.73 change. But yeah, they don't drop the item. So if there was indeed the Butterfly on that courier when it died, it just means that Anti-Mage couldn't get his hands on it for a couple of minutes, which is annoying, but it's not. Like, I mean, before, obviously, when the courier obviously dropped the items, that would have been a game-ending moment, possibly right there and then. Losing that and an expensive item would have put him so far behind. But in this case, it's just you lose access to it for a few minutes. It pops back up in about 3 or 4 minutes or so. So not a huge deal. Gives away. It's as good as almost as good as a tower kill. A flying courier is like 220, 200 gold per hero. It's a fair amount, but it's not game-ending as it used to be. If you'd lost a massive item before, it was pretty much you're down and out for the count. And who's got the Yules, by the way? I noticed the Radiant.
The Earthshaker has one. I don't think anyone else does in the game. So.
Oh yeah, there's the little fancy Yules. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, right now, both teams just with so many items. Sanking's got his BKB. Darkseer is sitting on 2k gold with Aghanim, Scepter, Pipe, Vanguard. I mean, this game is going the distance. We are seeing even a Vanguard on the ES. I only just noticed that was actually picked up. That's a nice item against the Weaver. Late in the game, you get the bit of damage block, can help with some of those right clicks and just boost up his HP. I mean, the thing is with Earthshaker, you're sitting on about 2k gold. It's like, are you actually going to manage to farm up an item like a Sheepstick? Probably not. So you get an item like a Vanguard, and you can use that to go push right away. Because I mean, Aeon, they were in a position where they could end the game. So they're saying, okay, let's push now, use our gold, get those items up. And ES says, okay, let's go for a 50-minute Vanguard.
I just noticed Whirly Bob now regretting his bet on Join Dota, saying, okay, maybe the 18% bet was a bad decision now that MiTH.Trust are coming back with a vengeance. Of course, this Weaver really looking scary. Of course, but speaking of that map mobility, that is something, because of course he's got this gem, it is eating up his TP slot. And I mean, maybe he'll decide to go for the travels as well, just because right now he really does. Like, I mean, you saw that, like the Batrider, when they were forced, the counter push happened, the Batrider ported back, and like it was a Batrider, it wasn't enough. They had to send friends back to help him out, and it may get to the point, like you said, you know, if they do wind up with a Rapier, I don't think anything bar Weaver is even going to have a chance of even trying to slow down Anti-Mage, so he may want to also consider mobility if somebody is busting out that kind of firepower, just because I don't think anybody else on the die really has a chance in hell of standing up against him.
Yeah, they just kind of have to avoid him and sort of kite him around as much as possible. Speaking of actually bet percents, Aeon are actually favourites on Ghosty Gamers, so apparently the two communities have different thoughts on who is favoured to win. Ghosty Gamers is 60% for Aeon and 40% for Trust, so quite even, but Aeon definitely with the advantage, probably partly because of their fairly convincing win against Ritter. People then just went on to bet, with the way Ghosty Gamers works is you bet on one game and your winnings you can then bet on the next game, whereas Join Dota, you just bet on every match who you think is going to win. So Ghosty Gamers is more like a betting system, whereas, which means the people who bet on their first match then bet on the second match, and they would have thought, oh, Aeon just won, they're in good form, I reckon they can beat MiTH.Trust.
I don't even understand how the Ghosty goes. I seem to keep losing. Like, I don't lose bets, but my Tangos, my GG branches keep disappearing. Like, I had something like 70, 100 GG, and now they're all gone again. Now I'm down to 50, and I haven't lost any bets. I'm trying to figure out where the hell they went.
It resets every month.
Oh. Why they...
There's winners at the end of every month.
No, I want my branches back.
I thought you were.
They were mine.
Trolling me like I thought you were trolling me like I don't understand, man. I keep losing all my branches. Like, how does this happen?
How does this happen? Because AL keeps losing matches because I only bet on AL.
I went all in on AL versus DK and they lost, man. I lost all my branches. Like, what's up with that?
No, I didn't. Fortunately, I was too slow to bet on that match, so I didn't lose any branches on that one. But yeah, no. I just why do they? What did they actually give out awards or something? Like, why do they keep stealing my branches? Those are my branches. I've earned them with my
every now and then they do awards, or they'll do like a recap on who's been the best bettor for like a month or two. But I think the last time, I think it was maybe 2 or 3 months ago, we gave some awards. Every month for the Gigabyte Esports tournament, the GEST, the Dota 1 tournament, we do a go-to-bet competition. That's for Dota 1. Dota 2 at the moment, we're not really doing any competitions, but it's something that may come in the future.
Fair enough then.
I've already lost my first bet of the month. I'm resetting to 50 as we speak. I bet on Ritter to beat Aeon. I thought Aeon was going to win, but the odds were so good. It was like 25% for Ritter, and I'm like, I reckon Ritter have a more than 25% chance to win. I'm going to bet on them.
I don't. So is it like you multiply your bet by the win % chance? Is that how it works?
Yeah. So it's basically the winnings, the entire pool that gets split is contributed from each player. So if there's most people bet on one team, you win less. If hardly anyone bets on one team, you win a lot more. And so whenever you bet and it says, oh, you bet 50 on this team, you can win this many tangos based on the %. So if I'm going to go all in on Ritter just because I have faith that they can beat DK. And they're currently sitting on 13%.
I don't think this is a good plan. I don't think...
Hey man, the thing is, see look, I can win 370. I can get straight up to 370. If I'm wrong, I can just reset to 50. So if I bet on DK, I win maybe 10 branches. I can get up to 60. So it's either way. I can either win 10 branches or I can stay at 50 still because I can just reset if I lose the bet.
I mean, the only random probability thing that I can understand is in the context of wargaming. Once I'm throwing dice around, then it makes perfect sense to me. I can really pull odds in, but this just confuses the hell out of me. So it's just AL, all in. That's it. Problem solved. All in every single time. Don't even have to worry about it. Just looking at Bat. It looks like Bat might be working on another something cheap. I don't know. He's got a staff of wizardry.
Reconnected.
Ooh, finally.
Yes.
Finally.
I'm wondering what's going to go down. Man, we're in the middle of a team fight here. We need to stop talking about Ghosty Gamer's betting system. Does Weaver die? I don't think so. I don't think Weaver... Well, Weaver's got Aegis, so I don't think they can even...
No way.
I think both teams are just complete... I think Weaver's just going to run for it and just regroup.
The question is, can he distract them long enough? Because Sand King, if he can distract them for about 5 seconds, Sand King is in range. He could get in there with a big epi. So if he distracts them for long enough, it could be what they need, I think. But we'll find out. We're about to kick off. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Okay, so Weaver gets stuck in. The bugs go down. The Winked has been pulled. Anti-Mage wailing away on top of Weaver. He has been tracked up. Taking his advantage of impetus, but it looks like the Radiant are going to pull out. And there is a Sankey. Oh, he had a haste even. Didn't even realise that. Had a haste on it. So yeah, had the Radiant stuck around to fight Weaver, that would have been a really big epi coming in. But it looks like they made the right choice and backed up. They didn't actually have ward vision of him either, so it was a good call in the end.
Yeah, and Antimate's sitting on 6k gold. He's going to have buyback if anything does go sour in any of these fights. ES, Blink, this game is both teams going to be saving up for buybacks. They're going to be competing over the Roshans. That's going to be a key factor here. But right now, both teams are going to want to play it safe. You see, Weaver, 4k gold. Even with the Aegis, he still wants to make sure he has buyback. His team, though, Batrider and Sand King, having just bought their BKBs, do not have buyback. And Batrider also going for a 4-star. 4-star Synerger is one of the best items to get on Batrider after that Blink Dag, because you lasso someone, and often you'll find yourself getting chain stunned and focused down, but you can force yourself back towards your team, and then you can focus down that hero a lot easier.
I was looking at Bounty Hunter, he's still carrying that gem. In fact, I'm just wondering if Bounty Hunter's going to ditch some of his items a minute just to get something a little bit more, because I mean, he might just try and back up. He's getting to the point where he could just try and back up Anti-Mage as sort of a semi-carry, because I mean, Bounty Hunter does hit pretty hard in his own right. So I mean, he could try and throw away some items, like try and replace some of those items with something a little bit harder hitting. Because at this point in the game, there we go, yeah, he got rid of the bottle, and he's got a Vladimir's offering, like you said, really good item to back Anti-Mage up with. Yeah, and Anti-Mage is going to be, I mean, he's been unkillable for a long time, and he's still going to be unkillable. And now with that Vlad's damage aura, as well as the lifesteal, going to mean that
Anti-Mage is going to have that. I mean, he's going to be unkillable. And there we go. Batrider looks for the grab. Bounty Hunter was going to be the target there, and Bounty Hunter is very squishy. Even if he pops the BKB, if they lasso him, they can still kill him because of the physical damage from Weaver as well. I mean, even just the rest of those heroes will start doing some nice physical damage. Anti-Mage, though, is at mid, trying to put on some pressure here. The TPs go in. He's going to get followed with this bug, but it looks like he will be able to get out before getting stunned or lassoed.
Should also mention that Anti-Mage has got one shoe for each foot. He did indeed go for the travels. He's picked them up, but he's still carrying his treads. I'm assuming he will ditch them in a minute, just to pick up whatever he so feels like. Just
Divine Rapier, man, it's coming.
Prepare your anuses. The Rapier is coming.
It honestly could be. I don't know if it will be. I mean, he could just go for something like an Assault Cuirass or, I mean, MKB, but I think it could be a Divine Rapier. It's a good item to get. He's got massive attack speed. He's got the lifesteal because of the Bounty Hunter being there. So, yeah, why not? And here we go. Batrider goes in, pops a BKB. Who's he going to grab? He's thinking about it. And is not... Actually, yeah, there we go. He pops the lasso. Not going to actually take anyone down. And AA going to try to get focused down by the Anti-Mage. He goes down. Batrider goes down. Anti-Mage doing so much damage. He gets a double kill. And now Weaver going to find himself on the run as well. Sand King, BKB, Epicenter. Is it going to be enough damage? The wall is there. The Anti-Mage Illusion's going to take out two. Bounty Hunter, Enchantress both go down. And that was a massive initiation from Sand King and Darkseid, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Anti-Mage is very low though, he's down very low, but the Weaver's still up and running, has of course revived, and there are gems down on the floor everywhere at the moment. Looks like we're going to lose both Leshrac. Losing both Leshrac and Earthshaker there, and this is a pretty big wide-open opportunity for the... Oh, actually no, there's buybacks galore actually.
The Darkseid ultimate with the Aghanim Scepter, they got an illusion of Anti-Mage as well as... I mean, they got an illusion of pretty much everyone. The key hero, of course, being the Anti-Mage. That's how Anti-Mage, I imagine... That's the only reason Anti-Mage was so low, because he was probably fighting his own illusion. And as a result, MiTH.Trust have held.
I've got to say, that fight was mostly... Like, I mean, they would have won that fight as easily without the Aegis on Weaver. Had he not had that...
Yeah, So very true. And the Sand King, I mean, he didn't actually really get anyone with the Epicenter, but the slows, the stun, it all added up. It allowed Darkseid to get the perfect ultimate off. And now Weaver going to be pelting away. Is there any buybacks from any of these Radiant heroes? It doesn't look like there is, except maybe the Bounty Hunter, who is just going to wait to respawn.
Yeah, well, he's back up now, as it looks like... What's that? Is that Darkseid? That's Darkseid. Wait, that's Weaver.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to tell. As it looks like Anti-Mage actually going to go for it. The Phase... No, not... Is that Phase? No, that's Surge.
Weaver Butterfly.
Weaver with a butterfly. Wow, okay. That's a little different. Normally I see Mantas on him, but I mean, it's not a bad item. It's definitely a great item.
Looky here, we have got our first... Oh, no, it's not a Divine Rapier. Oh, I saw a Relic on Anti-Mage. I'm like, yes, we're getting a Divine Rapier. He goes for the Abyssal Blade.
I think it's fine.
About this item.
I like that. Yeah, Bash is annoying, and the late game it's actually pretty good because his attack speed is through the roof. Plus, 2 seconds of lockdown through a BKB should he so need it.
Yeah, and all of these heroes, the Batrider, the Sand King, they've all got these BKBs, so it is... I mean, and even on the Weaver, stunning him down. Oh, Anti-Mage gets tossed onto the high ground at Roche. He'll blink right back down. The stun lock not going to come on Weaver. Does get one bash, and now Batrider getting focused down. He lassoes the Anti-Mage. It's only going to delay his death. Weaver picks up the Bounty Hunter, though, as Anti-Mage does finish off the Batrider. Sand King popping the BKB, looking to chase, though.
Weaver now time-lapsing out of trouble. Although Anti-Mage is... Oh, that's an Anti-Mage illusion. There's the Anti-Mage destroying. There's the Echo Slam and the Epicenter. It's not doing enough, though. The Epi not doing nearly enough. Now AA about to die a horrible, painful death. Oh, no. Anti-Mage actually decided to...
They didn't see him.
When it had a look in the trees, went, oh, where I got lost. I think they're just waiting for Roche at the moment.
Not going to be out. They're just going to push mid. DD rune on Anti-Mage. I mean, look at this Anti-Mage's damage.
Just go on racks. Just go on racks. You can do it. And he's got...
Yeah, he can...
Oh, no, he can't pop Manta. That'll debuff him, won't it? That'll get rid of the buffs.
Yeah, he can't pop Manta. I don't think he's going to do that. He can still manage to take this rack. I mean, they've got the glyph, though. They'll pop the glyph. Wait for it to heal up a bit. But Anti-Mage's going to just keep... I think he should just go for the rack here. They're going to go for the Weaver, though. Weaver, does he have buyback? Yes, he does. He's going to immediately buy back, as he's just stalled the Anti-Mage. The creep wave's going to come in. Anti-Mage and Manta. Racks will go down, but this late into the game, one rack is not going to be a concern here. But if Anti-Mage manages to get anything else, it will become a big problem. But Roshan back up. They're going to go for the cheese, the Aegis. And ooh la la.
They should be able to get this too. I mean, Anti-Mage is just going to destroy Roshan nice and easy. What happens? Anti-Mage is sitting on 5.4k at the moment. I'm just thinking almost just sell. Does he even need the Battle Fury anymore? He could just get rid of that and just.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. This late in the game, Battle Fury is, don't really need, but he's not going to pick up the Aegis because he's pretty much unkillable, and if he dies, he can buy back and TP in. But I think he may sell the Battle Fury to buy a bigger item, whether it's an Assault Crest, the Divine Rapier I'm still hoping to see. We'll have to wait and see what he goes for. Aeon now, I think they just want to push. Weaver no buyback.
I mean, even something with flat damage, like a crit, would be nice. Just because he attacks so damn fast, and proccing out a nice big crit every now and then would not hurt at all. I just think as far as burst damage goes, it would just be more useful than the Battle Fury at the moment. Because 65 damage, not bad, but then again, Bariza, Deadless just does a lot more.
Yeah.
Although then again, I mean, and then again, maybe your Divine Rapier, maybe.
I think maybe Dezealous would be a bit better here. Antimage though, still using that cleave to help take up those creep waves nice and quick. He's just going to blink right in, and we're going to see him deal with this tower very, very quickly if he does get a chance to. Leshrac as well with the Edict may manage to help with that. Batrider in the middle pops the BKB. The Darkseid wall, that's going to be the key thing here. The only way MiTH.Trust can stay in the game. Weaver's already been taken out to the Anti-Mage, and with that, Aeon may have finally, 60 minutes in, finished off MiTH.Trust. A very resilient MiTH.Trust though.
I've got to say, there's the echoes. I've got to say that Abyssal Blade is doing fantastic things. You see the Anti-Mage Illusion not even doing that much damage to the Anti-Mage. In fact, I'm pretty sure the Anti-Mage's Butterfly is pretty much protecting him from that. As it looks, I mean, I think the only real threat that Anti-Mage Illusion presents is to the other heroes, just because AM is just too damn hard to kill himself with his heart, with his Butterfly. Meanwhile though, there comes the Rax on the tier 4 towers. Looks like they're going to destroy them. Stomp goes from the air, it's going to take out, I think that was AA there getting cleaned up, and now goes the second tower going to go down, and this is pretty much all over Red Rover, but I don't think they'll bother with sweeping for the Meg Creep. They're just going to throw it. Easy enough, game over. So guys, this has been Aeon versus MiTH.Trust. Aeon coming out ahead. I mean, you honestly thought that MiTH.Trust had the experience to edge him out here, but you did rate them pretty close.
Yeah, they were definitely two teams that for me, this is going to be one of the closest matchups in this entire group stage. I did think MiTH.Trust had a slight advantage, but wow, some just amazing game there, and that once again, Anti-Mage proving to be the bigger carry, and they does win Aeon the game, and that means we're going to get into Ritter versus DK, and that's going to be pretty much right away because that's scheduled for 5 minutes time, and these two teams I believe are going to be pretty much ready. So
just a one last thing to shout out. Anti-Mage finished with 10,000 gold. That's ridiculous. Just going to throw that out there. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we will be back very shortly, so stick around with Ritter versus DK. I'm honestly not sure how close it's going to be.